Hello everyone and welcome back. Year 9 Season 4.1 of Rainbow Six Siege is now out. This is the first patch of Operation Collision Point, and I think we can all agree it was very necessary to come this soon. And we're going to jump straight into this patch because the first major thing they have fixed is the sprinting bug. If you're not aware, ever since the beginning of Operation Collision Point and on its test server, there was this weird bug with the walking and running animation. Basically, the running animation was just the walking animation at like 2 times speed. People weren't actually running, they were just walking really fast. Now, of course, from your player perspective, you were just playing as normal. It felt the same, but when you viewed your teammates, and it also had some effect on sound as well, you couldn't hear footsteps very well. It looked like everyone was walking around constipated, which luckily it seems like our operators have been able to take a break and go to the bathroom, because now they all run and walk as normal. I think we're all quite happy that this is fixed because it was definitely the most annoying bug so far. There is another major bug which hasn't been fixed in this patch, I will say, and that is a lot of cameras being detected as being outside even though they're placed perfectly inside the building, and they become unusable. This especially happens with bulletproof cameras as well as Maestro's Evil Eye. Hopefully we get a fix for that one soon. But another thing which has actually changed is Chalet. They have changed this map in quite a fun way. So my friend and fellow content creator A Littleton posted on Twitter a few weeks ago saying, since it's Christmas, could we get the Christmas trees in front of Chalet unwrapped? And they've actually listened, and as you can see now on Chalet, the Christmas trees are no longer wrapped up and they are fully open with some decorations on them as well. I wonder if they're only doing this for the holidays or this is permanently going to be on the map going forward. Regardless, this is a really fun interaction with the community and a nice little thing for the holidays. So there's a fun little fact for you to tell your friends. Oryx versus Blackbeard is now different as well. You may have seen clips at the beginning of the season of when you use Blackbeard's special ability up against an Oryx who is dashing, it will cancel out Oryx's effect. That was indeed a bug, and now in its current situation, Oryx will be the winner and knock Blackbeard to the ground as intended, keeping Oryx as the main counter to shields. On the topic of Blackbeard as well, there was a little desync issue when it came to the first person and third person view of Blackbeard. So when Blackbeard went from an un-ADS to ADS state, the time it takes for him to do this in the first person mode was not equal to the time it visually showed the enemy players. So on your screen, you were still about 3/4 or halfway lowering your ballistic glass, whereas on the enemy's POV, that glass was already dropped and they were able to headshot you freely. I was aware of the desync, I didn't realize that it actually exposed your head faster and caused a gameplay disadvantage, so it's actually really good that this has been fixed, because hopefully you may have a bit more consistency now when it comes to ADSing against enemies as Blackbeard, because based on this desync issue, it did seem that you as a defender fighting against a Blackbeard had the advantage when he went for that ADS. It's also saying that they fixed an issue where Blackbeard's shield couldn't go through Osa's shield, which is an intended thing. I've never had an issue with this, all my testing previous to this worked fine, but I guess if there was an issue, they fixed it. But yeah, let me know if that hadn't worked for you at any point. They're also saying that they fixed a bug where if you stood far back enough on back alley on bank, you could actually see through the cubicle walls in open area. I've actually seen many people talk about this. This was like an issue with like the rendering, because if it was far away, the game wouldn't actually render on your screen, but then you could actually see if anyone was standing behind the cubicle and just freely wallbang them, because on your screen, it seemed like the cubicles weren't there. Glad to see that they've actually fixed this issue because I've seen this talked about for a while now, so very good to see that go. They've done some fixes for Scopos' idle shell on multiple maps as well, whether it's spawning in the wrong location or even spawning without its shield at all. I say numerous maps, it's actually been one map, Stadium Alpha. There was also a bug where if you placed a hard breach charge on Azabi's Kiva barrier and it got destroyed, the hard breach charge would just float in midair. They fixed that as well. That actually used to be an issue with Goyo canisters and Maestro's Evil Eyes, which means as a defender you could actually create a bunch of flying gadgets. Well, not flying, floating, shall I say. So yeah, they fixed that on an attacking side version now as well, the hard breach charge. They also fixed an issue where Blackbeard's DMR would actually poke through his shield as well, which I didn't know. That's kind of funny. Another thing which has been fixed, which I have noticed multiple times this season and found it quite annoying, is the gadget recharger at the bottom right visually would grey out when your current gadget reached 0, despite the fact that you still had more charging up. I originally got really confused with this when I started the new season and I was playing as Legion, because I used my 2 goo mines in the prep phase, and then that just little bit at the bottom right grayed out, and I was like, oh, do they not recharge now in the prep phase? Have they changed it? But it was just a visual bug that grayed out that section and made it look like you actually have none left, because that section is meant to gray out when you have none in your reserve and none in your current pocket. But what the bug was is it would gray out even if you had some in the reserve. So glad they fixed that. It was a bit annoying of when judging when your gadget was going to come back online. They have fixed a bunch of very minor things when it comes to text and little pop-ups and skins in different loadout sections, stuff like that. You can read them, but it's going to be nothing that I doubt any of you care about that much, if I'm being honest, but good to see that they have been fixed. In the audio section, they say that there was a missing sound effect for Blackbeard entering a window whilst the adaptable shield is equipped. I've tested this in a custom game. It kind of sounds the exact same from Blackbeard's perspective and from the enemy's perspective, so I don't know if this was maybe just like an inconsistency issue where sometimes you'd get the sound and sometimes you couldn't, or maybe I'm just missing something and you can hear Blackbeard repelling in a window a lot clearer than you used to. Regardless, if it said it's been fixed, I'll take it, because maybe there's a bug that I still haven't found or noticed myself, so I'll happily take that. An audio thing they have fixed is that you can hear the bomb beeping in the loading screen before the prep phase, which has been in the game for a while now, and I'm actually kind of going to miss that, because that told me to look up from my phone that the prep phase was starting, because it'd be like the blue screen, you'd hear the beep, beep, and you're like, okay, that's the game actually working. I look up from my phone, and then I was ready to set up site. Now I'm not gonna get my little drone beep beep when it's starting, which, I mean, it's fair enough. It was a bug. I think it's just because I've kind of got used to it, because it's been there for quite a while now, and so that was always my sign, like, in my head that, okay, we've actually loaded into the level, we're ready to start this round, get ready. But for the most part, that is everything in this new patch. Of course, this isn't a balancing patch. We will get that later in the season. Make sure you are subscribed for that. I am actually really excited to see what they do this season with the balancing patch. Drop a comment letting me know what balancing you want to come in that patch. Tomorrow, I'm going to have a really fun video where we do one rework / rebalance / buff for every single attacker. And if you guys enjoy that video, I'll make one for the defenders as well. I think I've cooked up some quite good ideas in that one, so I'm really excited for you guys to see that video. But the major things to take away from this patch now is the sprinting bug is fixed. Chalet has fun little Christmas trees for the holiday period. I don't know if it's going to last, but it's still fun for now. They fixed Blackbeard's ADS desync issue, so hopefully you should be winning more gunfights when you're playing Blackbeard now. They fixed the head-on collision issue between Oryx and Blackbeard. And yeah, other than the cameras being classed as outside when they're inside bug, that should be pretty much everything for Operation Collision Point once they fix that bug. It's a bit of a shame that it launched in a rocky condition. I thought it's a good season other than the bugs. So now that a majority of the bugs have been tackled, I'm excited to see how the season goes, and we can only pray the next season launches a bit smoother. But yeah, be sure to let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Drop a like on this video if you did enjoy. Subscribe if you're new. Just catch you all later. I love you all. Stay safe. Peace.